Hi everyone, it's me Hafrisha from Paultan.org and we're here to drive the new 2016 Proton Perdana. You've seen Proton's flagship model in detail in a walk-around video, so now it's time to see if it's any good to drive. Here we have both variants, the 2.4 and the 2 litre. No beating around the bush here, let's get straight to it, starting with the 2 litre model. First things first, you're going to start the car the old-fashioned way, with a physical key. Given that the Proton Iris has got keyless entry and start, this is far from ideal for Proton's most expensive model. With the ignition on, you get the very familiar Honda engine sound. There's no mistaking that for anything else, and that's not a bad thing. Moving from a standstill, straight away you feel the immediacy, the naturalness of the gearbox. There's no punch CVT gearbox here, of course. This is Honda's standard 5-speed automatic. And it's great. It's smooth, it's quiet. I mean, it knows when to upshift, when to downshift intelligently enough that you don't really miss not having pedal shifters in this 2-litre model. I've got no real complaints really. Compared to Proton's older CVT models, this is much better.
The Perdana may be based on the previous generation Honda Accord, but both the 2-litre engine and 5-speed auto are the exact same unit still in use in the current Accord and CR-V. Power for the R20A3 engine here is rated at 154 horsepower and 189 Nm of torque.
The engine response on this engine is slightly perkier compared to the 2.4-litre K24Z2 engine. And on flat roads, it feels just nice. It doesn't feel underpowered at all. It's only when you're going uphill that it may feel slightly sluggish. But to most people, on everyday roads, the 2-litre is all you need. So, why should you buy the 2.4-litre model? It doesn't feel all that much more powerful, I can tell you that.
Claimed output is 178 horsepower and 222 Nm of torque. That's 24 horsepower and 33 Nm more than the 2-litre. But unless you're on full throttle, this engine feels slightly lazier, with more delayed responses compared to the smaller engine. Overall, you get a more relaxed, more effortless feel with this engine, but the 2-litre certainly feels slightly more sporty.
Given that this is a comfort-oriented D-segment sedan, the bigger engine fits the car's nature a lot better. For me, I'd choose the 2.4-litre, but more on its refinement and its cruising ability rather than outright power. I'm not saying this car is not good to drive, I mean, it's a Honda after all. It's just that it drives too much like a Honda and not enough like a Proton. I mean, say all you want about the brand, but Proton makes great handling cars. And this particular one doesn't quite achieve that high level of Proton ride and handling.
Basically, Proton engineers were not allowed to change anything on the suspension or steering side of things. The only thing they changed was the tyres, now a newer set of Goodyear Efficient Grip instead of the Accord's Goodyear Excellence. Proton claims that the new rubber has lower rolling resistance and the car is now up to 2 dB quieter compared to the Accord. Wet grip has also been improved.
This car uses hydraulic power steering instead of an APS, but to be honest, there's not much real feel going through the steering wheel. It's quick, it's direct, yes, but an Iris with EPS has got more feel than this. But then again, that's not really what this car's about. I mean, if you expect to have a lot of fun going up Genting with this car, well, you've bought the wrong car. You should really buy this car for its ride comfort. It's not quite up to the level of the class-leading Nissan Tiana, for instance, but it's not that far off either. This car's ride is very composed, it's very comfortable, both for the front and rear passengers.
If there is a criticism, it's that Honda's usual flaw of having too much road and tyre noise is still very much evident in the new Proton Perdana. It's slightly quieter now, thanks to the new rubber, but it's still some ways behind the best in the class in terms of cruising refinement. Another issue is with water spray noise in the wet, especially for rear passengers. Some extra sound insulation could go a long way here.
So that's it for a quick test drive review of the 2016 Proton Perdana. At the end of the day, this is still very much a Honda Accord under the new skin, with the same strengths and weaknesses of the original model. More importantly here, this car escapes the usual weaknesses of a Proton. It doesn't have a loud and slow CVT, and the engine is nice and smooth, for instance. But on the other hand, this car doesn't quite have the usual outstanding ride and handling characteristics you've come to expect from a Proton. So you win some, you lose some, I suppose. Still, with this car's fresh new looks, spacious cabin and competitive pricing, this is a very good entry into Malaysia's D-segment sedan market. So that's it from me, Hafrisha. Stay tuned to Paultan.org and thanks for watching.